Hey guys, Cam315 back it up with another video for you guys, and I'm back with another Shinuji Children, Family Children episode review for you guys. And man, we get amusement park time, amusement park day, because my goodness, it's just about time we get these times, don't we? Anyways. We have it to where things are going on and stuff like that. So they're basically going to the amusement park to continue to celebrate Kotono's birthday and everything, and her turning a year older. And we do get some interesting developments, I guess you can say. We have it to where we get the episode to kind of get some more understanding about Banri as a character, as a sister, how she's basically treated. And again, this episode to me further shows me that Banri is my favorite, if you ask me. Then probably next up would probably be Ouka, and then Seha. But that's the thing, right? Anyways, we actually do start the episode off when they're in school, and basically our boy Arata still having a hard time dealing with the fact that his crush is actually dating someone else, right? Like legitimately dating. So he's kind of upset about that, and basically you found it funny because Oka pulls up and she's like, I don't know why you just don't tell her that you love her. And basically Arta's like, well, I can't say that because she's already in a relationship with somebody else. She's dating, right? And Oka's just like, well, damn, you already got rejected before you even got to tell your feelings. That's too bad for you, right? So then she ends up actually talking with some of her friends. And one of her friends actually mentions how like cute Arata is. And her other friend's like, well, hey, if you start dating Arata and you marry him, you could be Oka's sister-in-law. Um, and basically, Oka kind of shuts them down, saying like, well, you don't need to deal with all that because he's kind of a closet perv and he does all these questionable things and everything, but at the same time she's also saying how good he is and everything and how sweet he is. And at the meantime her friends are like, wait, why your face getting so red and everything? She's basically getting flustered because she's talking about how good her Arata is, but at the same time really realizing like she's saying these things because by the end of the episode I guess she's in love with him, right? She's got feelings for our boy. So that's the thing. But anyways, essentially what happens is they're going on a freaking amusement park like type of family outing, right? So they're obviously there. Eventually what kind of happens is Bonner and Arata went away to go get them some food. And essentially, for whatever reason, the siblings just went up and went to go do their other things, right? So it kind of just leaves Bonri and Arata all by themselves, and they're like, "Yeah, we probably should have told them to stay here that we were getting food." So that's the thing. So basically, they're all by themselves and everything. I'm like, okay, I think I know what we're going for this episode. Basically, we're gonna get more understanding about Bonri. Maybe she's gonna start to catch some feelings for Arata, and also too, I bet you they're gonna do like the whole thing of like other people are watching them walk, and they're gonna think like, oh man, that's a cute couple. How'd that guy pull that girl? She, that type of thing, right? So she's like, hey, well, if they're going on some rides, let's go on some ride. Because Arata tried calling them, they just aren't picking up because they're having too much fun, right? So Bonner's like, hey, then why not just go on rides ourselves? And basically, Arata's like, well, what are we gonna do with this damn food? And she's like, well, let's eat it. This mean they straight up ate their own damn food. I guess you can't put food to waste, especially if you're going to amusement park. Amusement park food be fucking expensive as shit, man. Trust and believe. Like it's very rare you can go to an amusement park and get cheap ass food without spending like a good damn bit of money, right? So essentially what happens is because of this, Bonri's kind of messing around with him. She's kind of placating him and having fun with him. So she's legitimately like, I guess, pulling something out of teasing. Well, not teasing Master Takage's son. Pulling something out of like freaking Takamine's son, where she's got her arms wrapped around him and everything, and she's walking side by side with him. And the thing is, we know Banri is a very voluptuous character with big breasts, right? So this man Arata is over here freaking the hell out and he's getting flustered because he feels and he actually looks and he's like, oh, keep myself composed, keep myself composed. I have my hot ass sister with her arm around me, yet my arm is touching her chest. Oh man. Right? This man, he's freaking out. Eventually she picks up, she's like, oh, what's this big bouncy thing on my right arm? Is that what you're getting at? And basically Arta's like, what the hell are you talking about? We're siblings and everything, but she's basically placating and messing with and teasing him and everything. Of the fact, like, well, it's like we're kind of like on a date and everything, right? Isn't it adorable? And stuff like that. And Arata's like, you're my sister, so I don't see you in a light like that, right? And basically, Bonri's like, well, it's nice to see that you're aware of how beautiful I am and how cute I am, right? So that's kind of the thing there. But we do get some nice backstory, how she was kind of like the overprotective sister for him. Because we see in like in a flashback, like the other sisters would pick on Arata, but she'd be the one sister that actually stood for Arata and's like, hey, leave Arata alone. He's a good dude, leave him alone, right? So you have that whole situation and stuff like that. And it kind of leads into a scene where you see this little girl carrying like these drinks. Why this little girl was carrying the drinks and not her mom? Because we see her mom like in a scene later, right? She ends up tripping over herself and almost spilling these drinks on Banri. But Arata gets in the way and protects Banri from getting basically drenched in some sort of juice or something, or some sort of drink, I don't know, right? And basically, this is when Arata's like, because Banri's like, Arata, why'd you do that? And he's like, I have to protect you, because I'm your brother. And basically, she gets flustered and she starts blushing. So I wonder if this is going to be the moment where Banri starts to catch feelings for him, because the whole thing of like, I'm gonna always protect you no matter what type of deal and everything, and the fact that he basically stopped her from getting wet, I guess that makes the most sense. And plus, it seems like she really does like her brother, or connect with him. So yeah, eventually the other siblings show up, right? And they're like, why the hell are you drenched, bruh? And he's like, yeah, shit just happened. Shit just happened. So that's kind of the thing, right? And then you get this nice, cute moment between Banri and Arata, where Banri obviously understands, like, yeah, he saved me. But she's like, hey, can I hold your hand for a bit? And he's like, why? And she's like, because I'm your sister. Can you just do this for this one time? So that's a nice thing. But basically, the day's starting to close down. And basically what happens is you have Shion, Arata, and Kotono walking away to go do something else real quick, or to go check something else. And this is when the sisters have a talk about, and this is when Seiha brings up about, what happened between Arata and Kotono again. And she says, and they're all shocked, and she's like, yep, that's what happened. Kotono basically said that she's in love with Arata again. And, she basically did this while she was taking her bath. Now, it's funny enough, it's shocking that, like, the sisters actually, like, especially Ouka, for one, like, she legitimately, like, didn't call him a perv or anything. And then it's funny because Seiha basically said, also, I made sure to check in and get more confirmation, but he feels no sort of way towards Kotono by that. And I can prove that he feels no way towards us as well. Like, that's something. And basically, basically, the funny part is, this man hold on, okay, sorry, I had to get that text message off. But anyways, this dude, bruh, So this girl, she talks about how she mounted on Arata, and the sisters are like, "Wait, you mounted on him? Come again? You did what?" And she's like, "Look, he didn't get excited. He didn't feel any type of way, so I just wanted to test his resolve." And they're like, "Well, I guess that's good." Basically, the whole point is they're gonna have to keep an eye out on Kotono and especially on Arata to make sure like shit is not happening between them to where like things are not developing in terms of feelings and shit like that. So they're gonna keep more of an eye on that. But at the same time, it's like, well, we already got sisters that are apparently probably catching feelings for Arata too. We already got Banri. And then we basically end the episode off where while the other sisters are in like this in the freaking in the store like I guess the little theme or the theme park store, Arata sees that the girl he likes is out on a amusement date with her boyfriend, and Ouka and her kind of basically have walked together, talk a bit, and essentially talk about how, how people viewed them as twins and how they had some things that basically only hinted like they were twins and stuff like that. But then that's when we get the cliffhanger at the post-credit scene, mind you. Ouka turns around because Arta's like, "Ouka, why are you bringing all this shit up that like people probably haven't brought up for like years, right?" And Ouka just turns around and says, "It's because I love you." And dude said, "What?" So we get left off of that cliffhanger. We don't know if clearly Ouka likes Arata, essentially likes Arata in a romantic type of way, or just saying like, "Oh, I love you," as a sister, right? But I think, with the way when she was talking to her friends in school, and the fact even though she was saying that dude was and even though we know Arata isn't a pervert, even though she says like he's a pervert, she did say nice things about him, and she was getting very flustered saying those nice things. Like she was legitimately like her face turned beet red and was blushing. So more than likely, she is definitely in love with romantically with Arata. And two, it's the same whole thing with the fact of like she knows they're not freaking related by blood anymore, right? And then in that conversation, she used, well, we aren't really siblings anymore. We were siblings 3 days ago. And Arta's like, "Why are you using the past tense? We're still, because right now Arata's on this whole thing. He's of this whole belief like, I don't care what you guys are trying to say, we're still siblings, and in my eyes we're still brother sister, and I'm not trying to turn away from that. But we're clearly seeing that the girls are actually realizing, well, Arata is a good looking guy, he is pretty cool, and they're starting to realize like, maybe it's not so bad that we're not related to each other. But again, Arata's kind of in this mindset of like, no, we're siblings. That's it. I don't care even if we found out, how things change. I still view these people that I grew up with as my sisters, right? But it's clear that you've seen the sister start to develop feelings for this guy, and I'm guessing this is where the story is going to start going to where each and every one of these sisters are going to start to be like, you know what? I don't view Arata as my brother anymore. I want him to be my boyfriend, if you get my drift, right? So that's the thing. And we've kind of been seeing the past few episodes how since Ouka got this revelation, like she's actually kind of been contemplating how she feels about Arata and everything, right? So I guess it makes complete sense for Ouka. And it sounds like from their past that, they are pretty close and everything. So you could see now she's also probably doing the whole thing about like Kotono, like, yes, we may be siblings and I may have known this person as siblings, but deep down, again, Ouka gives me the tsundere thing, so it's clear like maybe deep down she actually felt the same way like Kotono feels about Arata. Deep down, she's actually been in love with Arata for a long time, but she had to put those feelings aside because that's my brother, and I can't do that to him, and we're twins, right? But now knowing that, hey, we're not related by blood. I love my sister Kotono, but I can't make Kotono get him before I do. Also, we do get a little bit of a hint in that conversation that Banri in episode 2 had with the dad. And it's basically the fact of they're all adoptive, and Banri said, like, shit, when she was adopted, they didn't even know who her original parents were. So that's crazy. But another solid episode of the Shiunji Family Children. So it'll be interesting to see where this thing goes. I feel like Ouka's gonna play it off like, man, I don't like you. I don't love you like that. I love you like a sister. But maybe Ouka, deep down in her tsundere ways, is like, no, I'm being serious. I love you. Like how Kotono said, I love you. So, hey, again, if Ouka was the winner, I'm not mad at that. I do like Ouka. Ouka's my second favorite. She's my second favorite. Banri's my favorite out of the girls. I want her to win. If she ends up becoming a victor, she would be great. But Ouka as a second, I'm completely fine with that. I like pink pigtail girls. Anyways, I'm gonna get out here, guys. Catch you guys in the next video. Till then, guys, stay safe out there and have a great rest of your day or your night or watching this video. Till then, guys, peace.